What happened after sunset 10,000 years ago? Tonight, when the sun goes down, you'll probably turn on a light without even thinking about it. Your room will stay bright. Your phone will glow. The world around you will barely change. But 10,000 years ago, sunset changed everything. There were no streetlights, no lamps, no flashlights, no glowing screens. The moment the last sunlight disappeared, an entirely different world emerged, a world most modern humans have never experienced, a world of darkness so complete that you could barely see a few feet in front of you, and yet, for thousands of generations, your ancestors lived with it every single night. So what actually happened after sunset 10,000 years ago? The answer reveals how humans survived the dark, built communities, and unknowingly shaped the future of civilization. The first thing that happened after sunset was preparation. Ancient humans understood something we rarely think about today. Darkness was dangerous. During daylight, people could hunt, travel, gather food, and spot threats from a distance. But when darkness arrived, the rules changed. Predators became active. The sounds of the wilderness grew louder. Every movement beyond the firelight became a mystery. Unlike many animals, humans are not built for the dark. Our night vision is surprisingly poor. A wolf could hear better. A big cat could see better. The darkness gave nature an advantage, which is why many groups rushed to prepare before the sun disappeared completely. Firewood was collected. Tools were secured. Children stayed close. Everyone knew where they would spend the night, because once darkness arrived, leaving the safety of the group became a serious risk. But then something remarkable happened. Humans gathered around fire. Today, we think of fire as a source of heat. To ancient humans, it was much more. It was protection. It was light. It was comfort. And most importantly, it created extra hours. Without fire, most activity would have ended shortly after sunset. With fire, people could remain awake. They could talk, laugh, teach, plan, and tell stories. Anthropologists studying traditional hunter-gatherer societies have noticed something interesting. The character of conversation changes after dark. During the day, discussions focus on practical problems, food, work, survival. But at night, conversations often become stories. Stories about ancestors, stories about distant places, stories explaining how the world works. Long before books existed, these stories carried knowledge across generations. The campfire became humanity's first classroom, and perhaps its first theater. But ancient humans weren't only looking at the fire, they were looking up. The night sky 10,000 years ago was almost unimaginably beautiful. Today, millions of people live under light pollution. Many rarely see more than a handful of stars. Your ancestors saw thousands. The Milky Way stretched across the sky every clear night. Bright planets moved through the darkness. Meteor showers appeared without warning. For ancient people, the sky wasn't background scenery. It was part of everyday life. Many groups used the stars to track seasons, predict migrations, and navigate unfamiliar landscapes. Some of the world's oldest myths may have begun beneath those stars, passed from one generation to the next around a glowing fire. Eventually, people began sleeping, but even sleep may have looked different from what most of us experience today. Without artificial light, human bodies followed natural rhythms. Darkness signaled that it was time to rest. Sunrise signaled that it was time to wake. There were no notifications, no alarms, no endless scrolling through social media, only darkness, silence, and the sounds of the natural world. For thousands of years, humans lived according to cycles that modern technology has largely replaced. And that's what makes this story so fascinating. When we imagine ancient life, we often think about hunting, stone tools, or survival. But sunset may have been just as important as daylight, because night transformed human behavior. It brought people together. It created opportunities for storytelling. It connected humans with the stars, and it gave our ancestors time to think about things beyond immediate survival. Then everything changed. Candles, lamps, electricity. The darkness that shaped humanity for thousands of years slowly disappeared. Today, we can turn night into day with the press of a button. But for almost all of human history, that wasn't possible. And maybe that's why ancient nights felt different, not because people feared the darkness, but because they lived inside it. Every evening, when the sun disappeared below the horizon, they entered a world we've almost completely forgotten, a world illuminated by fire, covered by stars, and filled with stories that helped make us human. This is how ancient people survived 10,000 years ago.